And we are live. You're like, hey, you guys. Hey, how are you guys? Welcome. We'll give you some time to join. Let's check the camera. Buzz.
All right.
Okay, now we're gonna wait for it.
We are in Ephesus.
We are in Ephesus. So just waiting for the sound to come in. 1, 1, 2, 2.
1, 1, 2, 2.
All good.
Oh, cool.
Once again.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Let's go Turkish bath.
All right, you guys, let's go Turkish bath. Okay, say hi. Who's joining in? Where you're watching from? Hi, Andrea. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Hey, Kareli. All right, let's walk. Okay, so we are at Ephesus. So for anyone who's watching, leave a comment. Have you been here before? Have you done this walk in the old city of Ephesus? Chris says, love it there. Hi, hi. Oh, yes. Andrea is coming on the 15th. That is very soon, actually. So we are now in the aristocratic side of the old city. So by the way, this Ephesus was founded by Amazonians, you know, the women
Ladies,
tribes,
yeah.
the ladies. They only had slave men, but not actually. So it was.
Oh, I wish I was slave that time.
It was not actually built, all these majestic cities, but I mean, it was just as a living area. It was founded by Amazonian women a long time ago. And later, there's been many changes. You know, there was a period when Roman Empire was here, and this was the capital of Roman Empire. There was a period when Greeks were living here. Later, Turks from Selçuk. You know, so we are not expert historians. We know just a little bit. Some things are gossips because it's been so many years ago, and many things are not known.
That was like.
So, the first thing we're going to see here on the right is actually a bath. So
Public bath,
but only for the rich. And they said that the slaves of the rich would come very, very early in the morning to take their bath. And then after that, the women would come in the morning. And in the evening, the rich men would hang out here. It would be sort of like a socializing place for them. So they even had, like, similar to Turkish bath, you know, like the marble, and underneath was like terracotta, which was giving the steam.
Yeah, heating system.
Like heating system for the marble.
There are the pipes, you see?
Like actually
Water pipes.
the water pipe system is very elaborate in the city. Like crazy elaborate. Yeah.
They're like over 2,000 years old, these pipes.
Yeah. Micheline says it's so empty, normally so busy. Actually, everyone is back there.
No, we close only for ourselves.
Yeah, we just caught a moment like that. There's quite a few people over there next to the library. So we are just walking where the richest people of the Roman Empire were walking. And it's just like very majestic feeling here. There are these mountains surrounding it. On the mountains there was big aqueducts, so like the water systems. You know, these water systems would actually bring water from 5 different springs, even up to 46 kilometers away. Can you imagine?
One from Kuşadası side.
One from the side of Kuşadası. You may see it when you're passing by
Kuştur.
Kuştur
There's
area.
a line on the wall, on the mountains. There's like water channels. They were bringing here.
Yeah. Carol says Elton John concert had. Yes, we're gonna see the place where Elton John gave a concert.
So where we are right now is like a congress room. How do you call that?
Basilica, like
yeah.
meeting room used to be, and used as a church when Christians came. So.
And that side over there.
And as I mentioned, we are walking in the area where only the richest people would walk. So
not really, baby.
He said this. Remember, there was a Hercules gate separating the aristocratic side from the poor side.
Yeah, business side, and this side was different.
This was like, you know, the city hall, and then all administrative city.
No business.
Like So this was the Aristocratic Theater, restricted to only the most important people in the city. About 1,200 or people fit here in this little theater.
And this lion feet, you see, that symbolize of the power.
There are these lion feet there, yes.
Here.
Symbolizes like the aristocracy.
So they had little concerts here, you know, meetings, important decisions.
They say that it could have been parliament meetings, could have been done here. So they would sit here and watch.
Yeah.
Ina says in 1993 I was by the concert of Sting. Oh yeah, but this is not the actual little theater. At the big theater, you probably saw them. They have these natural acoustics in the big theater, which is great. So here's many original marbles and stones are remaining, and they filled the missing pieces with cement, but there's a lot of original pieces still here in the pathways and in the walls everywhere. Steve says, just think of all the people that lived there, all the events they held. Yeah, there was like a crazy number of people.
What kind of problems they dealt, yeah?
Yeah, all kinds of political situations. And
more than today's maybe.
Yeah. So we really like these columns, like round big columns.
This is euro symbol, no? EE?
Euros.
Euro.
No, I don't know.
And what about this? JJ.
J, and then some other one.
And
I think these are Greek letters.
well, this was.
I wonder,
Yeah.
I wonder what they mean. Virgin Mary House is a little bit more far. We are not going there today, but we may visit it someday.
What was here?
So normally it's very, very hot to walk around here and have a tour, but today is a little bit windy, so we decided instead of the beach, let's do it
Look
here.
at the wall, this wall of this meeting room.
So this was one of the temples, like a prayer room.
You know the famous Artemis statue? They found here. You know this with the boobs, the Artemis?
Yeah, so the story with this Artemis statue is actually that when the owners of the city changed, they didn't believe in the old gods anymore, but they didn't want to destroy the statue because they were scared of the god power on them.
Yeah.
So what they did is they took down the statue and buried it right here.
Right here.
And
Front of municipal government.
right
yeah,
now
something like that.
Yeah, right now they took out the statue and have it in Selçuk Museum. But actually, so they respected the statue enough to hide it in the ground, you know. So when cultures changed, they like kept putting their own statues.
Well, very safe place they bury, you know. Nobody digs, like no farming here, nothing. So they put it here.
You know, this temple of Artemis was actually discovered by a railroad builder from England, and he was the first who initially discovered this area and started the excavations. So that was like 1800 something, and
Ottoman time, yeah.
yeah, this guy from England was hired to build a railroad passing by here. This is the Artemis statue that we were talking about that they took down and hid here. So yeah, so basically that's the guy who was building a railroad. He discovered it and started excavations and discovered the Temple of Artemis and like the most important parts from here. And then the history of the excavations started. People are saying, can you get a dolmuş from town?
Yes.
Yes, you go to a Friday market area, same place where dolmuşes go to Şirince and so on.
Selçuk dolmuş you will get.
Selçuk dolmuş, but not everyone, like every second one, I think. You have to ask the driver.
No, Selçuk always comes here, I think.
No, I went with Milana there.
Really?
And you pay only, I think, 7 lira, which is €1, to get here. Also, you could take a taxi back and forth. It's a €60 price tag. So, you know, you can choose €1 or €60, whichever you prefer.
Okay, here was the shops. No, this is not shops yet. Kind of places, buildings here, but no shops. Shops were down there.
How long does it take to get there? By car it's 20 minutes, and by Dolmuş probably
35 minutes.
35, yeah. It's not very
Not
long.
far.
But this is amazing because this city was actually once the second largest city after Rome. So when the Roman Empire existed, it was declared as the capital of Roman Empire at one point.
One point, yeah.
And so imagine, this is like the greatest of the Roman Empire, well, after Rome, you know, and it has a lot of leftover history from them too.
Okay.
Hey baby, look, there's a crossroad sign. Can you explain?
So that means there is a pharmacy or medical center over there.
The hospital.
That direction, yeah. And that direction here, this guy,
This means is like
there's Agora over that side.
no, this is the god Hermes, I think.
Yeah.
This is the god of protecting from the thieves and bringing good trade. That means the fancy marketplace is this way. There were two marketplaces, so-called agoras, right?
Agoras, two agoras, yeah.
Two agoras. One was for fancy people,
Yeah, that's
this
right.
way,
And one is down
the
there.
other way was
Bigger
for,
was down there.
for everyone. Yeah.
And
Here
the hospital was here in a good area.
so hospital was behind
that
over there.
direction shows like that. If it's here, that shows there.
Yeah. So you come here in the old
You
times.
see that, you go that way, the hospital.
Yeah.
You see this, you go that way. You know, they put these symbols because people were coming from outside too, so they direct themselves with these symbols without asking.
There was visitors too.
Yeah, because around villages they come for shopping here, you know, sell the things.
But in this area, actually, none of the food from the other marketplaces was allowed. Only the luxury market, like there was a luxury market for aristocrats, you know.
Yeah.
So this was like the,
See.
you know, the
Expensive.
creme de la creme, you know, only. Yeah.
Look, this square, they're still using that for designs of the houses or shops.
Yeah.
You see the squares?
Rob says it also used to be a port city. Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna go to port too.
There was water, the sea was coming close to this city, and that's why the city was so popular and established, because it was right next to port.
So there was a temple here.
That was a temple, and it's interesting story with that temple.
This temple, crazy guy, some empire, how do you call that?
Some crazy emperor, or not emperor, maybe some big shot guy, basically.
In Roman Empire,
He was
killing everybody,
He was crazy, killing his family, his brothers,
his
and
friends, everybody.
friends, whoever didn't think that he was God. And he wanted to build himself the biggest building and the biggest statue. And he actually succeeded building that big statue,
8 meter.
8-meter statue. And,
And
they found,
the head is in the museum right now. Very curly hair, very big head.
and then arm we found
Yeah,
also.
his arm.
Yeah,
Feet or arm?
arm, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is a very funny story, and this guy was totally crazy. Imagine killing his wife and kids and family just because
All
they
the
didn't
friends,
believe he was
everybody.
God.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one guy burned the Rome, and there was three crazy guys in the Rome. It was one of them, this guy.
So one of the 3 crazy guys.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go this way.
And the hospital was behind that.
Yeah. So normally to watch this kind of video on camera is pretty tough, because you don't feel the grandeur of the city. Like, you have to walk here to feel it. So whoever has not been here before, I highly recommend coming and walking and taking the steps the same as Romans were taking, you know, and then feeling the old feeling here. And this is the goddess of Nike. So goddess of Nike was inspiration for the Nike symbol,
Yeah.
which is right here. Yeah, and she is the goddess of sports competitions and something like that. So it's just exactly where Nike got their inspiration from. So here you see they excavated many pieces but just randomly put them together. So sometimes they don't put back into the buildings that they were before. They just make these mosaics from different pieces, from different eras, because it's pretty hard to tell, you know, what used to be.
So that was a separation point with the shopping area and the aristocrat area, yeah? That corner there.
Actually, yeah, that's where it ends, like the administrative part of town, where the carriages and horses were not allowed. You could only go by walk. And that's like the big gate. On here, this Nike symbol was put on top. It's called the Hercules Gate. And so basically past this point, only the aristocrats could enter with the luxury goods and luxury.
You can see you cannot pass with your wheelers here, nothing.
With your carriage, you cannot pass.
Or
yeah.
horses. They don't let the horses here too, he said.
Yeah, so they made like the small city entrance.
Now here.
Now we are where all the commoners are allowed. We will be one of the commoners.
Like a Kuşadası shopping center, like Grand Bazaar here right now.
Yeah.
Like here, you enter this walkway here, and the shops enters here, you see? There were shops here, inside of that. Now there is a soil there, but there's entrance of the shops. Boom, one shop, another one. You see the step of the shop there?
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, let's show this one.
Wait, let me tell why there's columns here. So they always love to have covered. So imagine with the wood cover, it was like covered walkways.
Shadow.
Shadow from the sun and from the rain, you know, you just walk on the walkways because this was like a road with the carriages.
And this is like some chess game here.
Oh, old Bagamon, look at this.
They protect.
Actually, the original Bagamon game, I don't know if I'm showing it right, but can you guys see? Yeah, you can see it's the original Bagamon game. So you would throw the dice in the middle and then count how many coins it is, just like the rules were still the same as they are right now.
I want to see this step of the shop.
So it would be nice to be shop salesman here, right?
Yeah, this is the step, you see? You enter.
Yeah. Can you sell something?
And another step here, and then here you walk by step again.
Yeah.
Big steps.
Very nice. Many people are saying amazing place, have been there many times. So put a like or a heart if you've been there before. Just want to see how many people have been here. Definitely when you come to Kuşadası, this is one of the must visits. Just like we recommend visiting Şirince village, we like 10 times more we recommend visiting here just once in a lifetime to see
Walk from here, don't
the
slide.
capital of Roman Empire.
Oh, they already see these special buildings that don't know I can slide here.
Many of the rocks are original rocks actually, and it's interesting that they preserved them very well, you know, and it's just really nice. I saw many hearts and likes coming up, so you guys have visited here before. That's excellent.
Show these writings there.
So as you see, very often you'll see writings here. So most of them are Greek, like this one is, but some of them are Latin. So here you see there is this big foot here in the center. There's a foot. So the guy who built it, this was a big fountain where people who didn't have private water, actually many people did have private water system coming to their house, the richer ones. But those people from around the villages, they would come here and get their water from here, from this fountain. And the guy who built it, he built also a huge statue. You see only the foot is left of that statue. And it was something like, the world is under my foot or something like that. So he, you know, like in Kuşadası, we now have fountains when some people put they put their names, who built the fountain. So in the old times, it was exactly the same. They were putting like their name, you know, in the big fountain here. I am providing for you guys. I am awesome, you know. So this is great. Gareth says, is it hot? Today is actually colder.
But still
We were
hot.
feeling, now it's very hot, but in the morning we was only like plus 27, we were feeling
Oh
cold.
my God, you see details on that rock there in the corner, some flower.
Yeah, some
In
interesting.
the third one, two, third.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
So see a lot of ruins, leftovers of you.
The houses.
For example, here, this was the rich people houses, and there was like over 4 floors, over 4 terrace layers. What is interesting is that they actually would house their own slaves in here too. They would have private toilet, private bathroom, their own water coming to the house. and a lot of original mosaic is actually preserved. So the mosaic you're looking at is actually 1,600 years old. Well, they filled in the missing pieces with cement, but most of it is original. And it's covered, you cannot walk on it because it's the old 1,600 years old mosaic. So these are like the richest people houses in the city. I always ask Mustafa, like, didn't they have windows? It always seems to me like they didn't have windows in these old houses.
In the roof side they had windows to light, not for the view.
Yeah. Any of you know about the windows?
Actually, the much better house inside of that, how do you say that?
Inside the covered structure,
Yeah.
they have reconstructed the houses. Again, these rich people houses, how they looked like.
They're more richer, baby, that ones.
And it's super interesting to go inside there. We will not pass there right now due to limitations of time, but when you come, you pay extra 60 lira, right?
No, 45 lira each.
45 lira each, so like 6 euros each extra you pay to come inside, and it's totally worth it to go in that covered building to see those houses.
Marbles and paintings in the walls, like
the
crazy
old
good.
fresques, and
Like 10 times better than these ones.
like actually restored the fresques that were on the walls, and the bathrooms, and like the bedrooms, just like very amazing actually. Totally worth it going in that newly recovered
look at this
area.
bird symbol or something.
Many of you who have visited Ephesus, this was not opened yet. They just recently opened this up for visiting.
Looks like some bird or something, or flower.
Carol says, I remember sitting on an old original toilet there. Got a picture to prove it. Let's go see the toilets together. So Hoyle says, where are you? This is Ephesus, the old capital of Roman Empire once. And before a Greek city, after that the Selçuk Turk
You
city.
want to show the Medusa?
Let's go see the toilet.
No, show this Medusa. This is crazy good.
Yeah, this is a little temple as well. You see there's agricultural goddess. Some people say it's Medusa, but I don't think so.
Medusa always on the head statue, but that one is with body, you know, that in the back.
Yeah.
There's only the one with the body. Normally only head.
So imagine these are actual original, you know, that's how it was. Like right now when you are looking at this in the video, you're just feeling, ruins. When you are here and you feel the size of it and you like the detail in it, and you feel like you're yourself aristocrat in those times, and you can like touch your hand to the wall and feel the karma. It's just like so nice, this feeling. You feel like you're walking in the old times and the history of it. You just have to have a little bit of imagination and it just feels amazing. So we will go in here right now to check out the toilets.
No, it's not
Right,
here.
right here.
I was not here.
Yes, to the left. All right. Sally says the covered villas are amazing. Yes, guys, if you come, definitely visit the covered villas area. Really worth the visit. Because, why? Because it's so much recovered over there. That is just the roofs, the ceilings are missing, but the rest is still as it was.
Saldırıyor.
Oh, da, da.
There's a bee, baby, be careful.
Oh, da, da.
Vallahi ona
They're
saldırıyor.
fighting the bee and laughing. So, this is a very awesome looking toilet. I remember 7 years ago we sat on it and there was no barricade to sit, but in the old times this was only for men. Women would use private toilets in the
So
houses.
I demonstrate how they do it. I come here. You know, they had this sea sponge. You know, they from the sea you collect. There is a sponge. So they cut small pieces. You grab one. You come here, and you sit whatever you like.
You sit between the other two
Yeah.
guys.
You sit, and you do your thing. After you do the things, there is a stick here. You see, there is a hole. This sticks always remains here. You see the sticks?
Yeah.
On that sticks you attach this sponge, and then there's a clean water here running, and then you get out and then you clean yourself.
You use the stick with the sponge
As a
at
toilet
the end.
paper, yeah, but
As a
you
toilet
wash
paper.
it wet.
and then you basically throw out the sponge. Now, why they were doing sponge and not hands? Well, because they wouldn't soil the water for other people. Because, you know, if you're sitting first, you'll get clean water and the rest will get dirty water. But so instead, they were just dipping the clean sponge in it, and that's it. And then throw it in the toilet. So it's very interesting.
And then there was Turkish bath there. These leftover hot waters, they were running underneath in winter to keep it warm here. Otherwise, this is going to be crazy cold in winter. You cannot sit on it.
They actually had heating system for the marbles.
So they had in the wall, there's heating pipes there, over there, you see? They were heating in the room with the hot water from the Turkish bath, or not Turkish, any bath from that there.
This was actually a very beautiful place. Like the walls were covered with marble. There was a fountain in the middle.
And no roof
and
for air circulation, no roof. And then water fountain here.
It was almost like a public socializing place where you come sit next to the neighbor also doing the number 2.
And only male was using that, not females. Females were in the house. Males were going to shopping and then do things and then business. And they were going to toilet.
Yeah. So anyone who sat on this toilet, please add a picture in the comment. How did you sit on this toilet, with a Roman toilet?
That would be funny.
Great to see many people commenting about the toilet, because I guess that is what it's about, because it's so unique, especially you have to sit right next to someone without the wooden separation, and it's really funny in my opinion, how you're like, you know, making your thing and someone else is also.
Writings on the wall, for what do you think? Imperator, Valentin.
So in the back here you see the library. So that's the most awesome building to take pictures of. And usually you should walk at least this far when you're here. Look how many kitties. There's a lot of kitties. We were feeding kitties this morning and for breakfast. They're asking for food. Sweetheart, are you coming? Mustafa is taking pictures of something.
I will read that writings, what I mean, later.
Yeah. Sharon says I've been there. What a great place. Yeah, it definitely is. You can take your time here or walk faster. Basically, the minimum you will spend here is probably 1 hour if you want to really look around everywhere. I can tell you a little bit about this library here. So actually there was one rich guy that was building a mausoleum for his father.
This is sitting.
So
very comfortable actually.
yeah.
You know? Very comfortable.
So
the shape is perfect for my back.
So this guy was building a mausoleum for his father, but he didn't finish in his lifetime. So he left a lot of money, like 25,000, that currency of the old times, for the family to finish building it. So they built it in many, many years. I don't know, 25 years they built it and didn't finish it, and again they kept building it until they completed it. It was an amazing amount of money that he left just to finish this building. And inside at the bottom is actually a mausoleum of that of Celsius. It's actually Celsius, nothing to do with Celsius and degrees, but that was the name of him. So he is also
this
buried
library
there.
was reaching until that side, was like an L. Until here was in the back, was whole library. And they had special system inside for not mold the books because of the humidity. They had some special system there.
They had special system just
keep
to
fresh
prevent
air.
the mold and get the papyruses of the thin paper would get bad. So they were using special system in the walls to protect it from going bad. We will not go inside. This is one of the things that you should definitely visit and take pictures of yourself in front of it. Now you see the arcs, 2 arcs on the right. So these 2 arcs on the right were built by 2 slaves who somehow freed themselves.
Yeah,
I don't know
how they're free.
And they opened the marketplace behind and became the richest slaves ever. And for their gratitude to someone or something like that, they built these 2 arcs on the right just to like give a present to the city.
For the marketplace entrance.
Yeah, they upgraded their
like
marketplace.
second Agora here.
Yeah.
They buy slaves here, anything you need.
Let me tell some gossip that we don't know if it's true.
Ah.
Now, married men, this is just take it with a piece of irony in your mind. Some married man would say to the wife, I'm going to the library, and then use a secret tunnel underneath to get to this building right here, which is actually gossiped to be one time as a brothel, pleasure house.
Pleasure.
But
Bu buraya has.
we don't know if it's true or not. It could be that it's just a gossip, you know, because there's many things left to interpretation. But they're saying that it was the only women entrepreneur in those days in the city. The rest were men who were businessmen. And this only woman, the business women of the city, was actually the owner of this brothel. That's what they say. But I tend to believe that this is a gossip, because imagine this vast city, and would they have something like a brothel here? I don't know. You know, it's just something that you tell tourists maybe, but I don't know if that's really true.
I think they put candles on it. Candles you put on that post to light.
Look, there are modern candles at the bottom.
Such a marble they choose for that.
Yeah. So it's like a structure of the rooms, like closed private rooms, and it's not known how it was used. Maybe it was just simply houses.
You know, there's a whole city around, surrounded with the walls, you know. All that walls, 9 kilometers around. They protect whole city.
Actually they had city walls, and they were something like 9 meters tall, and we're going 30 kilometers, I think, around. That's a lot of wall, you know, and they had towers every 30 meters, and a 9-kilometer wall, not 30-kilometer wall. So it's a lot. And they had big towers every 30 meters so that they could watch the surrounding areas, you know.
Reminds me of this Nike symbols there, the pieces there, this guy, this one there. Like similar symbols like other one, like sportive activities.
You guys, did you take a picture here before? Put a like or a heart if you did. We'll just look at it for a moment for you to imagine yourself and remember how you stood there, down there, and you looked up, and we're enjoying this feeling there, the grand, huge building over here.
Baby, this is such an interesting piece I didn't see before.
Yeah?
Look, this helmet for soldier.
Yeah, every time you come you can discover here some
Something
new
new.
things, yeah.
And then bull head there, look, you see the bull head there, upside down? There's a bull head. Upside down. They put wrong side actually, it has to be other side.
But it's hard to put that way.
Oh, there, here, look, bull heads. 1, 2. You don't notice that usually, but it's there. You see, bull heads. I think they make, this is related to sports, these bulls.
Yeah, because they,
Or soldiers, I don't know.
especially Greeks, were really big on sports competitions, and
Oh, look at the face. This face looks like Medusa face there. You see?
some goddess for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's. So why did people move from the city out? Why?
They moved out because of malaria. Actually, they abandoned the city, and they believed that mosquitoes are carrying malaria. So imagine like coronavirus came to the city, and they had no, like hospital couldn't handle it, you know, and then basically they abandoned the city because of malaria. And they then lived in 6 different locations around the city. Eventually, this was taken over by the next conquerors, and the sea was not so close anymore in many years. It moved away, so it was not a port anymore and became not so interesting to live anymore.
Why these holes are here?
Baby, you tell, why these holes are here?
You know, when they bring these blocks here, they use some iron attachment, but it stays inside. You never see them. Unless you break. They break to take the metals, then melt again and reuse again. So this is after abandoning the city, 600 years later, they moved these metals from here. Someone smart came here, they removed them. You can see how they damage.
Yeah, so they damaged all of these rocks just to get these metals and melt them down and make something else from them. Maybe for
First recycle, guys.
maybe yeah, recycling.
First
maybe
recycling.
for the wars, you know.
Even there's a historical holes here, like over 1,000 years old. These holes, like 1,300,
So they basically ruined the city.
1,500.
I believe it was for the armor, because the metal was rare, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetheart, let's show this original canalization lids.
The metal's still here from that time.
Sewer system cover is
You
still
see?
original.
The metals are still here on that. Why they didn't break these ones, yeah? They broke those.
I don't know. Maybe they used the
Maybe
sewer
they
system.
used these canalizations that time.
Maybe it was different metal that was used here. That was stronger or something.
And there was floating in Selçuk city and Kuşadası in 90s. The city didn't float, this city. Next day they were working here, nothing happened in the city. The water was going underneath.
It was big flood in Kuşadası
Yeah.
and Selçuk. And they came here and there was no flood here because the sewer system still works after thousands of years.
Yeah.
So this city is really old, like I don't know, 2,000 years old, 3,000, we don't know exact number. But
How they make holes, look at this. These guys work hard for that.
yeah, like look, they dig, all of these rocks they dig.
They didn't miss nothing, they took everything.
Willie says, I remember there's a tile on the ground with a woman's face on it and the pouch of money. Oh yes,
Here.
it's right here. So it's the oldest form of advertising. And they say that, what is that? There's a foot.
Yeah.
And then there's a woman.
Woman face here.
Woman face with
the
like the crown.
Yeah, pretty woman.
And then the bill,
The bill,
bring the cash.
bring the cash, and if you have broken heart, this is the heart is broken.
Yeah, so this is an advertising for
So
this.
you go ahead and then find the place, you pay, and then you fix your heart.
But you cannot bring 2 chickens in exchange for this pleasure. You have to bring cash.
Yeah,
That's what it
they
says.
don't accept chickens. Cash only.
Yeah, Willie, you have good memory. Exactly. It was
So
right
behind
here.
that wall is second Agora. This is like biggest bazaar, let's say. There was a bazaar we will see now.
You
We will
know
see
the one
bazaar.
that 2 slaves started? Then we are going to see
That's the bazaar
the
wall.
biggest Agora Marketplace of the Roman Empire. Well, not the biggest marketplace, but it was big in terms of harbor city. You see the crane is working. They're actually reconstructing it. It's closed for concerts right now. I think they will be working on it for another 4 or 5 years until the concerts will begin again. And that's the place where Elton John and Sting and many big singers were singing. So right behind is the Coliseum. I don't know what's the name of it. Amphitheater.
Look how they cannot see it. Come on, how deep. I can see like 5 meter deep this canalization here. 5 meter down and then goes like that.
Margaret says, did you know that Cleopatra's sister is buried there? You have to ask where. We actually heard that Cleopatra and Marcus Antonius came here on their honeymoon. This is a gossip.
Yeah, gossip.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things we don't know. Let's go check the marketplace from the top. Sweetheart.
Oh yeah.
So now we'll show you this big marketplace. And it's huge. And it's like such an awesome feeling here between the mountains.
This shop still exists, you see the roof? Maybe they redo it.
Yeah, you can visit one
But here
shop.
was the shops, you can see sections. And corridor like other one. And in middle was nothing.
So from the harbor, there was a bay right there, like at the end. And we'll show you the road a little bit later, the harbor road. And it was so convenient to come from the harbor to bring the goods to the marketplace. So the neighbor cities would come here to shop. And it was just in general really big marketplaces where they sold everything: veggies, fruit, clothing, and slaves, and all kinds of things like that. Siba says, I love Ephesus. Yeah, it's definitely a place to visit, you guys. I just love the feeling here. It just feels like I'm this aristocrat walking here, you know. Mustafa was imagining like he would wear this long robe to the floor, you know, and he would walk here.
Maybe they made me slave here, you know. They will.
There's a lot of wind today. Let's go
Look,
see the theater.
Even here they removed that, you see?
Oh yeah, even here they removed these medals. Let's go see the theater where Elton John was presenting concert and Sting.
The entrance of that theater.
Look, there's one metal left.
Here.
They didn't take it.
Here.
These metals they were digging out, trying to dig out. There's still one little bit left.
I forgot that one.
Yeah. Robert says, I wish I was there now. Well, you are right now with us. See, the workers are working on it. Like I mentioned, 4 or 5 years more they will work on it. What this theater is amazing. So 50,000 slaves were building it. Can you believe? And it took 70 years to finish. So when you are seated, there can be 24,000 people seated next to each other. It's like an amazing number. I don't know, it's huge. It's amazing. And what is amazing about this theater? Why they do concerts here? Because the natural acoustics are so awesome. Actually, it's forbidden to use microphone or any speaker systems here. And anyone who has been here before, they bring an orchestra and they just sing with their own voice. So those who have been at Sting concert here, someone mentioned in the comment, can you let us know, were they using microphones? Is that true? Or they were just naturally singing? So imagine these natural acoustics. And now we are right under the crane and I'm scared. Look, there's this Greek symbols all over. Okay, let's move on. Angela says, one of the great wonders of the world. Definitely. For those of you watching who hasn't visited here before, you definitely have to come yourselves and see all those things that you see us showing. So these were the great two things that you have to visit: the library and this big amphitheater, and also the covered area which we didn't go to see the rich people houses and the original wall coverings and fresks. Definitely 3 things that you should come and see, because otherwise you could spend here like 5 hours, but if you want to just see the highlights, those are the 3 things that you should see. So we just finished the Marble Road, so-called Marble Road in the old times was called, and we are approaching the Harbour Road. So that road was leading to the old harbor. At this time, the water is 7 kilometers away from here. So in these many years, the water has moved away from here, naturally. But in the old times, there was a bay that would actually touch the end of the Harbour Road. And that was super convenient for trade. From China, you know, the Silk Road was coming, and so on. What's here?
Oh, there was a door here. You can see the mark of the lead.
But look, the carriage wheels were coming down.
This is the carriage wheels.
Carriage wheel marks are still there.
And then they had a door here, baby.
Wow.
I think the door was closing the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys read Jan's comment. It's very interesting information. Look how big this theater is. You see, it's huge.
I'm spying them what they're doing.
So we are basically standing right here, right now. And that's the marketplace.
Right,
we are right here. And that's the Harbour Road. And here was this bay, the water would come. You see the round, I don't know how it was structured in the old times, but
Water
there was
hunted here.
water was coming here. And they were just basically unloading from ships and bringing to the marketplace. On the right, there's a school for actors and artists. We are going to see it right now. Kim says, I absolutely love this beautiful place. I must see for anyone visiting the area. Definitely, definitely so. They keep working on it. Actually, only 15% of the whole place has been excavated. The rest is still underground. But I feel like the most important pieces are out, like the city hall and the main parts of the city. But there's a lot of like living quarters and people's houses around the area. Because imagine if the wall circle around was 9 kilometers, that's a big, big space that the city was. Maybe can you message?
Careful there.
And this is the harbor road. So it would end exactly where the water touch would be. You cannot come to the end there. There's actually nothing to see right now because the sea not there anymore. But you can imagine how nice it is when you are next to harbor and ships from China, you know, can come and unload their goods, and like you get like the access to all the foreign international stuff. Where's that circle, baby? Cannot find it. Oh, here is one circle. Where's the other circle? Ah, here. So look, there's a circle here, and some of the guides say that this is a game that they used to play, and some say that in Christianity this was actually a secret symbol for like Christian secret symbol. And actually, if you read Greek, there is some Greek writing that you can read from here, something about I don't know. And there's like religious meaning in it. It could be, and it could be just a game also, when they throw the rocks and they have to land on all the 3 lines. Carol says if you sit on the top tier, you can hear someone talking. Oh wow, so on the theater, if you sit there, you can hear it? Wow.
Look, there is another one, this round here.
Someone is asking, yeah, I see that. Someone's asking, are we going to the Virgin Mary's house?
Oh,
No.
this is
Today?
maybe some different day.
Some different day, maybe.
Look, another one round here.
Yeah, give me that. Making sound.
So shops here again, you see?
So some shops, yeah, because you know, from the market you come and you
I
bring
see
the
shelves
goods.
in the shops, you know, there was that one, another one too.
Susan says hello to both of you. What a beautiful day. Enjoy. I wish I was there. Love from Derby, England. We love you too, Susan.
So at this point we cannot go forward.
Yeah, you see it's closed over there. You cannot go more. But that's where the harbor was, in that area. So the last thing we will check out on the right is actually a school, a gymnasium for actors and
Musicians.
art people. Yeah. So this was a very nice
This is the
school.
thumbs there. A lot of thumbs.
So right here you see the leftovers of the school. They didn't put it up, they just like left it all on the ground. These are all very nice
very
pictures.
good imagination to reconstruct, yeah.
Yeah, because it's
And
like
you have to
so
feel
hard.
it and then make it.
Very, very hard work.
First, I think if they load everything in computer, all the pieces, and number them, the computer can do it, I guess, but I don't know when.
I don't know, I think it will take many, many years. And we'll be gone and people will still be coming here to visit. And
With future technologies, they can put everything in place with this broken, you know?
yeah, like actually try to
You
reconstruct.
just number them,
Just scan each piece,
scan each
all
pieces,
the ways. Yeah.
and then put in the system.
Yeah, definitely.
They might do that. Look, this is the place they sit, I guess, all the kids. You see the
Yeah,
shelf?
like the stairs.
Yeah, like small kids' chairs.
Yeah.
Interesting, eh?
We are very nicely now in the shadow. I just wanted to show you the grandiousness of this theater. Like, look at this. Oh my God. It's amazingly big. Imagine 20,000 people sitting there. And Jan says 200,000 would live in the city, so only 10% of the city could live there. But whoever is singing without the microphone, like, I guess the whole city is hearing, I don't know. The acoustics are amazing, and that's great. Like, there could be like orchestra concerts. Maybe in 4 or 5 years when they finish renovations, they will actually allow concerts again, and that will be something to visit there. It's very, very beautiful. Very tranquil place to visit. Especially those of you that are coming end of September and October, will be less people, less crowded. Just a perfect time to visit and
Never
not so
forget
hot.
your hat, yeah? It's too
Don't
hot.
forget your hat even if it's not
And
so
water
hot.
bottle. There are little shops, but carry with you one bottle.
Definitely, you need a lot of water.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
I can imagine like in really hot days here. Or marbles are heats up.
Oh, very nice. So this is the other gate at the end. Basically, when you end your trip, you can exit from this gate.
There are shops that you can shop related to Ephesus.
And there's a tea shop.
Washrooms here, very nice washrooms.
Yeah, and the washrooms at the back. So yeah, and a big Turkish flag to end our video. Put a like or a heart if you enjoyed this walk. We will see you again next Saturday. It's sort of becoming our schedule to do it on Saturdays. We don't know exact time, but we do our best to do Saturday mornings. So we'll see you next Saturday morning, you guys. Maybe you want to say bye?
Yeah, and see you next time.
See you next time. We love you all. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.